Growing up, I definitely had a lot of struggles with my body image, and, I just was always on the larger side, as a female. Like, I was always the tallest girl in my class, or, just broader shoulders, and it was always brought to my attention. I had so many coaches, so many personal trainers. You sign up at the big box gym and they're like, how about personal training? Like, you ever think of that? So I did it all. Like, I worked with all the people and did all the things and never found success. And so when I finally stumbled upon CrossFit, I realized, when the coach would explain movements, I understood them. I had this natural ability to understand core to extremity, and I knew how to, move well, and I could squat to depth, and I could do lunges, and I realized I move pretty well, and I can actually do this stuff. And not only that, but I was strong. And so anytime the barbell came out, it was wow, I am athletic, and I did have this capacity to do really cool things with my body. And so I think, I just found this ability in me that I never knew existed. When I originally found CrossFit, I had this inkling that I wanted to be a coach. I remember thinking to myself, I always wanted to take my level 1. And I was kind of on this healing journey with my health and learning how to take care of myself again and learning how to eat and fuel my body. And so I was like, maybe taking my level 1 is just that last healing piece. And so I signed up. My level 1 was the last level 1 that they had right before COVID kind of shut down the world. After my level 1, obviously, gyms weren't fully open. I mean, we were still masked, so it was a little bit challenging to get any exposure to coaching, but there was a level 2 seminar that opened up. And so I saw that as my only opportunity to actually start to get better at coaching. And so I just signed up for it.
What stood out to me about Christina the first time I met her, she had never coached before. And from the minute she stands in front of that group, she's commanding the room. And that was mind-blowing to me, that 1, she'd never coached a class before, and then 2, she came in and she was one of the best coaches in that course. Never coached a class before.
I went in with no preconceived notions of how to coach. I went in with no bad habits, with no learned behaviors. And so everything that she told us to do in the seminar, I just did that.
I met Christina through one of my best friends and mentors, Denise Thomas. She said, "Hey, I have this person that you just have to meet. She's amazing."
All right, team. So, awesome workout today, guys.
In the early times of coaching, my insecurity was definitely deeper. I had a lot of struggle with coaching more advanced athletes. I really felt like, who am I to tell you what to do, and I can't even do a pull-up.
Tina, sink your hips a little bit lower, chest up, Craig. Yes, good.
Austin Malleolo said it to me in my level 1. He pulled me aside and he was like, "Hey, no one cares if you can do a pull-up. They only care if you can get them to do a pull-up."
Nice job, guys.
He really
nice
forced
job.
me to not avoid the situation, but to really dive in and be like, okay, if I have a more advanced athlete in class, I have to make sure that they are getting what they need, the same way I need to make sure that every other ability and skill level gets what they need.
Yes, there we go.
Although uncomfortable at first, I think that it truly helped me grow so much as a coach because I was facing my fear head on.
Christina has an amazing ability to coach anyone regardless of their ability level that comes into the gym. And that absolutely stems from her high level of emotional intelligence and just her ability to relate to people.
Emmett I love Emmett so much.
I want you to just work from here to shoulder.
I remember the very first time I worked with him, he looked at me and he said, "I want to do CrossFit. Can I do CrossFit?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can do CrossFit. Absolutely."
Nice job, Emmett. Love that you're keeping your chest up. Good work.
I just remember being like, wow, this is gonna be a challenge. This is not something that I've ever done before.
5. Good. Let's take a little break. All right.
Emmett has lived this whole life where, he was able to be active and, play on sports teams with his friends. And now he's learning that he can still do that, and he's able to share his workouts and talk about that stuff with his athlete friends. And it's just cool that he now has CrossFit as his sport.
CrossFit's a lifestyle, and Christina really hammered that into me, and I was hooked like a drug.
Seconds in, crushing it. There you go. Nice job.
She's always championing him. He will walk in and she's always giving him something to do, challenging him, and she'll work with whatever he wants to do. Even if it's something he thinks he can't do, she'll push him and get him to do it, and it's amazing.
He's doing the same workouts as everybody else, the same exact workouts. We're just catering it to his capacity.
It's a highlight of my week to come in here, especially when you're getting trained by the best. Better show up, put the work in. Christina Anderson style. All right, what's next?
That's it. That was the workout, man. We can take this off.
Perfect.
How's that feel?
Coaches that are looking to make this a career, like sometimes you have to make really hard decisions. I mean, I cried for weeks about leaving Marshfield. I see some of those people as like siblings, parents, like they're my people. But I had to leave in order to grow. Joe took me in off the street, brand new coach, only had like a 6-week internship before he hired me.
I could not be more incredibly proud from the day that Christina walked in here.
It solidified a lot for me. Like it solidified that this really is my journey. Like this is where I'm meant to be. But it also like just solidified that like I was finding my own feet. I didn't need him to hold my hand anymore, that I was coaching classes and like people were calling me coach.
Man, I'm just so proud of you, and I know I speak for everyone here when I can say how much we love you, and I want to bring it in. We're going to do a Christina. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, Christina. Ready? Everybody put your hands in. Come on. Ready? 3, 2, 1, Christina!
Taking the head coach position at Medfield put me in a position where I was in charge of the coaches. That was the role that I had watched Joe fill in all my years at Marshfield. So then this was my opportunity to go and, see how that would go for me.
All right, guys, come on up. We are going to talk about our workout. We got a fun one today. Go! Nice work, guys.
I think it's so important to continue your education. I think that as coaches, we need to be leveling up so that we can show up as the best version of ourselves in order to help people when they're trying to become the best version of their selves.
Bring it in strong.
The more you learn, the more confident you become, and the more you're able to help other people.
Good pace.
I met Carolyn when I first started working here in Medfield, and she is a past CrossFit Games athlete, and one of her goals is a bar muscle up. And there's a lot of drills that I try to do with her that I can't demonstrate myself.
Up. Excellent. All right.
There's so many ways that I can convey a bar muscle up that don't involve doing a bar muscle up.
2, up. Yes, much better. You got it.
This feeling of taking something that you learned and then putting it into class and seeing it actually help somebody, I mean, oh my gosh, it feels so good.
Good stuff.
I think as soon as I hit submit and they were like, thank you for registering for your level 4, I was like, oh my, what did I just do? Like I've only been coaching for 3 years. Like, who do I think I am? All of those kind of doubts came in like full force.
And she passed. She didn't do anything outside of what we ask you to do when you leave on Sunday afternoon at your level 1. Master the fundamentals, surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do, stay within your lane, know your scope, and continue to develop. That's how she did it. In 3 years. 3. Like 3 years from nothing to a level 4.
Nice, Nicole.
Christina's journey from going to an L1 to L4 in such a short period of time, I think, is probably unprecedented.
Legs, then lean.
it's so special because of her level of care for her craft and how much time and resources and energy that she's poured into making herself better on a daily basis.
This is it. Last round, everything left in the tank.
I just enjoy it so much. You know, I just love coaching and I just want to learn more. And I think that the more you learn, the more confident you become and the more you're able to help other people.
That's it, Carolyn. Don't forget to use your legs. 3 more.
They say that CrossFit is not for everyone, but it's for anyone. The thing is, people make an incorrect assumption that it's not for them based on self-limiting beliefs, based on things that they assume from social media or society, and that is what's absolutely not the case. You just have to find the right CrossFit that matches with your values and feels like a good place to be, and you know, you'll find your tribe and your community of people.